7 makes his move, drops down to the glass, going to the glass, laying it up and in. Peyton beats Bruce Bowen again to the rim.
The Greeks believed sports mattered greatly because they invented the Olympics to bring the world's best athletes to one stage to compete for their countries.
Sean Adam believes sports can give a person purpose, teach perseverance, failure management, and grit.
Junior Seau tragically lost his life at 43 due to a disease called CTE from repeated hits to the head, which show the many dangers of sports.
I'm here with Kellen. What sports do you play, Kellen?
I play football and baseball at Issaquah High School.
Why do you think sports matter?
I think sports matter because it's a good physical activity to do. It's a good exercise. It's a good thing for passion. Like if you have passion for a sport, it'll drive you a long ways in the world. Sports make people who they are as they grow up.
Kellen, do you think kids should be involved in sports at a young age?
Yeah, I do think kids should be involved in sports. I think sports is a big thing as a child, just because kids have so much energy. I grew up playing so many sports that I don't even play now. I played basketball, I don't play now, and I played wrestling. And I think it's a good physical activity, and it's a lot, keeps a kid active and makes them lose energy and stuff, and is a good way for them to grow up in.
Yeah. What do you think the dangers of sports are?
I think that there's a lot of dangers in sports, but I also think that the dangers of sports are not as important as the fact of playing sports. I know that there's a lot of injuries that go on with sports, but there's injuries that happen normally throughout life, and injuries should not be the reason why people don't play sports. I know with football, concussions is a big deal, but they've been changing the game and changing the rules around it to prevent less concussions. And I think all sports you're going to run into injuries, and through daily life you will too. And if anything, sports is a good way to keep your body healthy and ready for an injury, because the more activities you do, the more your body is stronger and can heal easier with an injury.
Do you think that sports have a negative impact on academics?
I wouldn't say, I feel like there's people that think that, but I personally don't think so. I know sports really have your academics in line. I think with academic probation and stuff, it keeps kids who are involved in sports more into keeping their grades up. And it also makes the kids more in a good schedule, because you go to sports and then you come home and you have to do your schoolwork and stuff. It really makes it important on academics. Coaches do as well, and I think you have to balance out that, and I think academics can make a difference, but all in all, I think academics don't really affect sports. If anything, it improves the kids' capability of being involved in academics.
Maggie, why do you think sports matter?
I think sports matter because it gives people an opportunity to meet new people, along with getting good exercise to get their physical health in.
What's your biggest fear of playing a contact sport?
My biggest fear of playing contact sport would definitely be concussions and injuries, because they can affect you long term and hurt you later in life.
Nick, why do you think sports matter?
Because they keep you in shape and they balance your life out.
What are some dangers?
You get injured pretty easily and your grades can fall.
Jack, how have sports impacted your life?
Well, you see, it's kind of how I exist and how I live, because my dad works in the NFL. So that's how he makes his money, and how I've been able to eat and sleep in a nice home and live.
Do you think sports are needed in society?
Yup, they bring everybody together and of money for the country, and I mean, everybody loves them. If you get into it, it's hard to get out of. So they're a fun thing.
Josh, how do you think sports affect everyday life?
It provides me with entertainment because I can watch it on my TV, and it's provided me with relationships with friends, and it helps me meet new people.
Do you think there are any cons to playing sports?
Just the physical aspect. You can get injured, you can be sore, but there's not any cons.
The article Sports in American Life says sports are involved in everyday life and a lot of people's lives revolve around it.
Darcy Terrain is a professional free-ride mountain bike athlete who believes sports provide many benefits such as teaching dedication, teamwork, and has many health benefits.
The 16th man shows how rallying behind one rugby team a whole nation was able to come together and grow. This shows how powerful sports are.